What if you scribbled an idea on a napkin and it became a limitless scale tech company poised for exit? What if you had a vision of eliminating an inefficiency in your community, industry, or the world, and you had a chance to co-found a company and bring this product or service to the market? What if we could positively impact every social issue with tech? 10x Tech Tank is the #1 daily show for everything tech entrepreneurship. And whether you are technical or not, you will learn, be inspired, and witness transformation in the making. People will share tech ideas on napkins. People will showcase minimum viable tech products. People will explain their cash-flowing tech companies looking for acceleration. And if the person is right, and their idea is right, and the market is right, and the business model is right, then there's a great chance you will witness some serious magic. We are on a mission to build, scale, and sell 10,000 tech companies in 10 years. And we invite you to make history with us. Together, we achieve more.
Welcome to 10x Tech Tank. I am Jared Yellen.
And I'm Eric Nowoslawski.
He's back.
Yep.
He's back with some facial hair and all. What are your thoughts? Let's vote. Do we like the facial hair? Or do we want to clean it up? Clean it up or facial hair? Share in the comments below. So excited to have this dude back. I felt a little bit lonely in this room. He felt really lonely in New Jersey. And we are here in service of you and in service of entrepreneurs literally from around the world. People come each evening and they pitch us their dream. They pitch us the dream of this app that's going to change everything. They pitch us the dream of their industry technology that is going to completely disrupt the industry. They pitch us their dream of a marketplace that's going to connect two different characters that have never met before. And once they connect, it's going to be perfect harmony and to lead to a really successful business. And it's so cool for us because we never know who's going to show up. I mean, every day at this point, we have anywhere from 50 to 100 people that fill out the written application. 50 to 100 people go to pitch10x.com and they fill out the application, hoping that our team, our idea review committee, is going to see something in their submission. They're hoping. They don't know if it will. And when they do see something, they get invited to pitch us in the tank. And then they show up in the tank and they don't know what to expect, and we don't know what to expect, and yet they have a presentation and they share it. And when they share the presentation, what they're trying to do is what our dear friend, Mike Searock, one of our co-founders, says. They're trying to cause and create a future. They're trying to help us see their vision. And when they're showing up, as long as we believe that they're the right person, and we believe that this vision is something that's meaningful and needs to take place, there's a good chance they're going to go to due diligence with us. And in due diligence, it's me, it's you, it's a few other people on our team. We go really deep. It's no longer about a 5-minute pitch. It's about a 50 to 60-minute pitch with a ton of questions and answers, hopefully, so that we can say yes to co-foundership. And here's the coolest part for you as someone who's watching the show. You never know if you're going to see the next Slack or the next Clubhouse or the next WhatsApp. You never know if you're going to see that industry technology that's going to radically change one of the industries that we're about to enter into. And by showing up each night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time, you have the chance to co-create history. You have the chance to co-author something that's never been done before. We want to thank you. Thank you for showing up, and please be engaged during this experience. As you're hearing these entrepreneurs pitch, if there's an idea that really stands out to you, please share in the comments below. And if there's an idea that we think is great, but you don't, please share in the comments below. You can influence us. We want you to influence us so that we only say yes to the right entrepreneur with the right idea and the right market and the right business model. So with that, you ready, Penny?
Let's go.
Want to shave before the first entrepreneur comes on?
No, I'm ready to go.
Keep it fresh. Keep it fresh. All right, bring on the first entrepreneur in the tank.
What if you knew about Instagram or Slack or Clubhouse when the company was raising a friends and family round at $10,000 per person? What if you were able to see all the tech companies that Grant Cardone and Jared Yellen have co-founded in one place and invest in any that excite you? What if you were able to expand your portfolio into early stage tech companies with extraordinary founders and teams? 10x Tech Angels is the most unique investment club that you will ever find, because not only will you see some of the most innovative tech companies at the lowest valuations ever, but you will also be educated on how to pick tech winners, meet other members of our community, and experience the excitement associated with taking an early idea to exit. Become one of the founding members of 10x Tech Angels for an exclusive offer with some extraordinary bonuses. To learn more, visit 10xtechangels.com.
We are back from commercial break with another entrepreneur in the tank. What is your name and where are you calling from?
This is Caleb Dykema calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here. We appreciate you. You have 5 minutes. Please share your big tech idea.
All right. I'm going to pull up my slide here. Let's get it. Yeah, so once again, my name is Caleb Dykema. I'm one of the co-founders of Vault, and we are the sports bet tracking app. So what is our moonshot goal, guys? Vault is going to positively impact over 250,000 sports bettors to help them improve their game and track their bets by 2025. And then our second moonshot goal is we're going to get acquired for 20 million or more before the end of 2025. So what is the problem that we are solving? So we all have different programs and apps on our phones that we probably use that automatically track our budgets, investments, even our health. The problem is that sports bettors don't have an app for that. They have to track all of their bets, all of that data in spreadsheets, in notebooks. It's all done by hand. And when you have a lot of data like that, it's super tedious. So the solution is Vault. Vault automatically tracks sports bettors' bets. It syncs with their sports books, so DraftKings, FanDuel, and so it automatically tracks their bets. The Vault app aggregates all this data and provides powerful insights to help bettors improve, follow their money, view their stats, things like that. So why are we the right people to do this thing? So we are 3 hungry co-founders. One of us has a background in investment software technology, and he's our tech co-founder. We've been in the industry now for a little over 2 years. We've interviewed over 250 sports bettors, really understanding what their needs are. And we're very well connected within the space, many of them being, many experts being our mentors. So how do we make money? The important question, right? We have 2 major revenue streams. The first is affiliate model. Sports books like DraftKings and FanDuel will pay out anywhere between $250, $300 per user that we can send to their sports book. And then the second way that we make money is through subscription. Vault's going to be free to use, but for premium features, users will pay $9 or so a month. So that averages out to about $54 per user per year. So keep in mind that there's about 100 million and growing sports bettors now. This is supposed to 4x by 2025. And our serviceable addressable market, we can hit about 5 to 10% of those. So about 20 million sports bettors. What's our go-to-market? Influencer marketing and hitting major media companies is going to be our big go-to, followed by PPC, social media ads, and SEO on our website to drive traffic. So why is 10X a big fit for us? If you haven't noticed already, this industry is white hot. There is acquisitions happening every other day, it seems like. And we believe that 10X could assist in the necessary connections and user acquisition that it's going to take to get us to that goal by 2025. So what's something memorable? The Vault app has been built entirely in-house by us 3 co-founders. We're still in beta, but over this time period of 2 years, we've built up an email list to over 500 individuals, social following to over 6,000, and we've had over 350 beta and prototype users to date. Thank you.
Absolutely fantastic presentation.
Great pitch.
Yeah, just awesome job. So
You can stop sharing the screen, by the way.
really
Yeah.
great. And I just want to highlight a few things, A, for you and B, for everybody that's watching. So the fact that you've interviewed 250 sports people that are betting on sports is huge, right? As we call this problem stacking. And this is not a concept that we made up. Stripe, the merchant processing company, developed this premise called problem stacking. We just expanded it for our use case. And what problem stacking looks like, it's what you did, is you begin to survey people because everybody on the planet has a ton of problems. And that's not me being a cynic or a skeptic. That's a real thing. There's just a ton of challenges that people face. And what many entrepreneurs do is they just pick a random problem to solve. All right, well, first off, man, ridiculous presentation. I mean, the fact that you got so much information out in just the 5 minutes, you honored the time, and you were able to, in those 5 minutes, explain exactly your problem, exactly the solution, and why the three of you are right. So kudos to you for that. I want to highlight one other thing, and then I have a few questions for you. So you did something, I don't even know if you know this terminology, but it's called problem stacking. And problem stacking is a concept that Stripe, the merchant processor, created, and then we expanded on it just for the various use cases that we have. But what most entrepreneurs do is they just pick a random problem to solve. And that's why most entrepreneurs can't figure out what's the product market fit. What exactly is our end user looking for? So what you did by surveying 250 people that are doing this, these are sport bettors, is you were able to identify what are the top 5 most prevalent problems that exist for sports bettors, and then build a solution around it. So I'm sharing this with you to acknowledge you, and for everybody that's watching, you don't just want to pick a random thing to solve. You want to figure out who are you going to serve, and then figure out what problems do they have, and find something in their top 5, because if it's not in their top 5, they're not going to spend time on it, they're not going to spend money on it. So now let's dig in. You're in a beta mode right now. So congratulations for getting to that point. How did you get there? Any of you or your 2 co-founders, are you engineers? Did you no code it? Did you hire a software development firm to build? Like, how did you even get to the point of beta?
Yeah, so to give you kind of a little rundown of where we've been, we've made a lot of pivots over the past 2 years, not only in our brand and our name change, but even in the solutions and problems that we were solving. And that really just did come from interviewing and talking to as many sports bettors as possible. In terms of how we developed the product, so I have a background in mechanical engineering, but really no coding experience at all. My co-founder, Zach, he's got a lot of experience in AI, machine learning, anything when it comes to coding. I call him a wizard when it comes to it. So he handles the back end. I learned React Native and a little bit of JavaScript to develop the front end of the app. And we've built it actually on a low code platform. And it's been amazing. So we've been doing this now. We've been building it out for the past 6 months, and we're super happy with what we've come up with.
Amazing. That's awesome. So I have another question. So you mentioned, so I love the like aggregating into one place. I have a question on that, but my first question is, you also mentioned that this is going to help with regards to making better bets. How?
Correct.
Like, how are you going to guide people to making better bets?
Yeah, so essentially when a sports bettor is placing all these different bets, they're going to find that different areas they're better at, other areas, they're going to be losing a lot more money on. So what Vault does, it allows them to pinpoint exactly what areas they're doing well. So for example, we have a most profitable section where it tells them what is their top teams, their top leagues, their top bet types. And so they can pinpoint exactly, oh, I'm really good at betting on the Green Bay Packers, but I'm really bad at betting on whatever, the NBA or something like that. So we can pinpoint exactly that. They can also follow their money and see how their money is flowing in different areas as well.
Very cool. So do you need to connect with a ton of APIs to be able to follow people's bets, or are they inputting their bets into your app and inputting their bets into other apps?
Yeah, great question. So what the problem is now is I have to go to DraftKings. I have to place my bet there, and then I hop over to my spreadsheet or my notebook, or I have to manually input it somewhere, right? So I'm basically placing the bet 2 times. What Vault does is it syncs with DraftKings so that when I place that bet in DraftKings, it automatically populates in my Vault app and all that data is stored.
Why is DraftKings not tracking this stuff? I mean, everybody loves, I love data. And I mean, when I collect data for you, you even love the data too. So why has DraftKings not created that? Everybody loves seeing their analytics.
Yeah, great question. So 2 reasons. The first reason is DraftKings is a sports book. They make money by, people losing, right? So they're only going to show the basic data, basic analytics. I'm just being straight up. They're going to show you basic analytics, that kind of thing, right? They're not going to want to show you really why and how you're winning. And at the same time, the more experienced sports bettors, who is our target market, are using a variety of different sports books, reason to find different in the best prices. So DraftKings isn't going to want to sync with FanDuel, its biggest competitor, or any of these other sports books to gather this data. There needs to be a middleman, and that's what Vault is.
Let's get into your like atomic users, like the people who are going to hold the whole nucleus together. Who are the people?
Atomic users holding the nucleus.
Let's go.
All right. So who are those people? Because it's not so like, for instance, I have a couple friends who bet. I'm more of a stock market guy. That's my
same.
they'll do all the betting. I have one friend who he has built spreadsheets to take care of, but not just like spreadsheets to enter information. He's built like macro calculations into the spreadsheets to help him with his calculations for his teams.
Yeah.
So I know people on that side, and then I know other people who are like, I'll throw $50 in there for what's the special kind of
weekend warrior bettors, we call them.
Yeah, but and then there's like some kind of a parry. Is that what it's called?
Parlay.
Parlay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, it's a long shot. It's a long shot bet, Hail Mary type bet. Yeah. So where we fall in that spectrum.
Yeah. So between I'm running macros on an Excel calculation to let's just parlay this weekend. Who's your person?
Yeah. So we're definitely leaning more towards the macros and the more complicated better, right? These guys that are placing bets here and there, they're really not going to benefit that much from Vault. Really, we're looking for is those individuals that this is a big hobby of theirs. How you might treat the stock market or your golf game or your cooking and how you always want to improve. These are our customers, right? These are guys that are doing it a lot. These are people that are probably having a spreadsheet or a notebook. They're already tracking their bets. And we're making it so much easier and so much more powerful than having to do this in a spreadsheet for them.
Okay. So what's your most significant need? You got three smart dudes coming together, love the hustle, love the thought. Are you looking for investment? Are you looking for an expanded team just to go wild on the innovation side? So now you're doing like a low code environment, obviously to really do this to scale you're going to want to have a custom build. Are you looking for promotion? Is it all of the above? What's the most specific need or needs?
Yeah, I think right now, like our focus and my focus in itself is we're building out the tech. We're finishing it up. We're hoping to launch to the App Store and Google Play Store by end of February, at least before March Madness. That's our goal. At that point, really what our need is going to be is promotion, user acquisition, number one key. Really, that's going to be the number one priority for the next 3 years for me is getting users, because that's what's going to make us the most money when we sell this company.
Last question, from a regulatory standpoint, you don't have to worry about anything because nobody's actually placing a bet on your software.
Exactly. Yeah, no, super good question. So we don't have to worry about any of that because we're literally just aggregating data. There's no money besides like a subscription flowing through our service.
And what's that subscription level, you think?
We're not, what do you mean? Like cost wise or like what it's going to entail?
Oh, cost wise, like is it gonna be $8 a month, $12? Like what do you
something
think?
Like that? Yeah, we're still in the early stages. Once again, just trying to figure out from our current users what are they gravitating towards and what we can put a subscription on. We're thinking about $9 a month, but we still have yet to figure that out completely.
Cool. All right, what does everybody think of this platform? This was a really fantastic pitch. But what are your thoughts on the idea? Should we move forward in due diligence? Would you use this? Are you a atomic user holding the nucleus together?
Okay.
Yeah. Now, would you use this platform? What are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on next steps?
Okay. Yeah. So I was just going to jump into next steps from there. Caleb, I was basically a yes as soon as you stated the problem that you were solving, because I was like, so many founders come and they pitch, and this is a problem with the overall that we're not the only ones who see this problem. There's a ton of this in the overall startup community of these like solutions in search of problems where people are like, oh, let's just build this thing. And like, they didn't really clearly identify a problem. You guys have a clearly identified problem. The solution is obvious. As soon as you stated the problem, I was like, oh, perfect. I know exactly what he was going to say. So, and it's just simple. It's clean. I love that you're already integrating with stuff. You've come so far already. I'm definitely a yes for due diligence.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, like we have people, I mean, every day pitches, right? Like every day we do this. We have literally thousands of people at this point that are waiting to get onto the show. We've had thousands that have been on the show. You're in the top 1% of people that have ever pitched us. Like from the way that you deliver that message in 5 minutes, man, is huge. Now, from there, it doesn't mean that the idea is great, but this one happens to be great. Like you really nailed it. You found a market that has a need. You have a great solution. You have the right team in place. I would be honored to go to due diligence with you. So congratulations. Awesome job in the tank. We appreciate you. We'll go deeper with you. All right. After commercial break, we'll have another entrepreneur in the tank.
Blueprinted is the place where you can go in and put those steps in there and then be able to impact the world and monetize on that by having a marketplace in the community that we're developing for you in Blueprinted.
So we've created the app for any expert to be able to come in and put their steps, their exact steps to success in our app and put it on a marketplace where people can go and buy the steps to any success.
All right, we are back to
Go for
commercial break with another entrepreneur in the tank. What is your name and where are you calling?
My name is Terry Bontes. I'm from Sacramento, California.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here with us. We're excited to hear your big tech idea.
Sir.
5 minutes, please share.
I'd like to share my screen.
Please do.
Go for it.
Okay, hello, my name is Terry Bontes. I'm the CEO and founder of Bank Foreclosure Millionaire. My real estate tech platform eliminates credit, previous investing experience, and capital as the traditional criteria for building wealth. My mission is to make wealth accessible, equitable, and inclusive for the unbankable. We have a problem with wealth inequality in this country that's not easily solvable. There are no wealth building programs on the market that work for the unbankable. The reality is oftentimes many of the wealth building strategies out there exclude most of us that are unbankable, and we feel that exclusion every day. One of the biggest problems associated with wealth is the lack of inclusion of the middle class and the poor. There's the wealthy, the middle class, and the poor, and most of us fall in the bottom two. When you don't have wealth, you don't get a chance for better schooling for your family. You don't get a chance to have better housing and health care. The predominant way that wealth was built in this country is by owning real estate. I know I'm talking preach to the choir here, but 95% of this country's millionaires created their wealth in real estate. The real estate and banking industry perpetrate the myth that people who don't have credit, capital, and experience can't own a home or invest in real estate. There's 6 traditional myths about real estate. Myth number 1 is you need to use your own money. Myth number 2 is you need to have good credit. Myth number 3 is you need to be an expert or have previous investing experience. But guess what? These myths are simply not true. There are way too many people who believe that, again, you need to have credit, money, and experience. So many deserving people have been locked out of the wealth building experience due to simply believing the myths and the conventional thinking of realtors and bankers. Myth number 4 is conventional wisdom. Myth number 5 is realtors that say you need to have a pre-qualification letter in order to buy and own real estate. And myth number 6, is we believe that, again, we have to get loans from banks, okay? Again, let's disrupt real estate and the banking industry. For most people, wealth has eluded them, not because of money, credit, experience, because they were missing the savvy, the strategy, the mentorship, and the consistency and the know-how. Let me show you. I bought this house in 1999 for $64,000, okay? Today, it's worth $600,000. Again, over 22 years, this property's gone over $361,000. Again, it's worth $600,000. That's $1 million asset in my portfolio. That's $961,000 of generational wealth for my family. And I have this property in irrevocable living trust. It went up $536,000. $24,000 a year. I'm a saver, but I couldn't save $24,000, okay, a year. That's 837% ROI and a 38% annually. I did this deal with no credit, no job, no realtors, no banks, and no money. Imagine going back now and asking a realtor, hey, realtor, I'd like to see this property. Could you show it to me? The banker would have said, or the realtor would have said, hey, do you have a pre-qualification letter? I didn't, because I was unbankable at the time. I was in the challenge. I was in the struggle. Imagine going to a bank and saying, hey, look, I want to put this property into my portfolio so that my family can have some generational wealth. They would have told me I didn't qualify. Okay, most of the wealth building strategies out there are predicated on having money in the bank. Over the last 40 years, the platform I've developed, okay, makes it highly possible for everyday regular people to generate real wealth with what they're working with. I've developed a plan that's not predicated on having $1 million or 100,000 or 500 or $5 in the bank. It's not predicated on credit, experience, dealing with realtors, or qualifying for loans from banks. My platform is predicated on the understanding of how to use other people's money and proven real estate strategies that I've used to allow people to generate real wealth for themselves and their families. Okay, Ron, one of my students, generated $1.2 million in 1 hour. Holly, she generated $400,000 in 9 months and increased her net worth $1.5 million. Guys, what I've done, I gamified real estate, investing in finance. Okay, this game is highly interactive. It's game-based learning. It's a business simulator where players learn real estate wealth building strategies. I believe it's the future of real estate education. I've been using this technology for the last 7 years, teaching my clients financial literacy and how money works. Okay, there's $4.5 million of real deal flow built into this platform. I can teach 100, 200, a million, 300, 400. It doesn't matter the number of people all at one time by simply having a smartphone. I have a student right now in London, and the reason I'm able to teach her is because of this platform that I've developed. Okay, I've gotten some great reviews. App Advice says it's a game that can both entertain and teach you a value and potentially profitable skill. Game Zebo says it's the most enjoyable possible way to learn about real estate. Droid Gamer says the best app out there on how to learn how to profit in real estate. My ask, hey, I'm looking for maybe a software licensing deal with Grant or a joint venture deal, or rebrand this and market to the general public as a financial education, financial intelligence, wealth building platform. Build, scale, and sell. My name again is Terry Bontes. I've been in real estate for 40 years. I've invested in California, Nevada, Arizona, New York, Florida, and Illinois. Okay. I've lost 2 houses to foreclosure. I've gone through 3 recessions. I currently have over 380 real estate investing videos on YouTube. My team, Trevor, who's my chief marketing officer, Spalding's my chief technology officer, and Rashikis is my software developer. Together, we can make wealth accessible, equitable, and inclusive for the unbankable. Again, my name is Terry Bontemps. I'm the CEO and founder of Bank Foreclosure Millionaire. I'm here for questions.
Terry, that's great. Yeah, awesome. Congratulations with the success. You can stop sharing your screen.
I love when people show their team slide and the software developer always has like the worst picture. Like, it's so funny. He was sitting there at the lunch.
That's E-Penny humor. I love when E-Penny says jokes like that. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome. No, so Terry, really great job with the presentation. So what kind of revenue is this app currently, is this game currently generating?
Well, actually what it's used, I'm a coach and a mentor and a trainer for real estate. So I use it with my coaching program. I haven't really tried to sell it separately. I have a website that people can go to, but
got it.
You know, so
how many people are on it now? How many people are using this app at this point?
Well, I could probably say since I've started again, I started in 2015. God, I've got 6,000 views on one website. It's hard to say. If I was to just roughly guess, I'd probably say maybe 20,000. And I don't even know why I threw that number up, but I haven't kept really tracked. I built a website, the website crashed, so I lost those amount of views. So it's hard to say.
Good, cool. But but these are these users, like people that are going into the app on a daily basis, they're playing the game, they're learning as a result. Like what's currently happening in this app, like today? Like what'll happen today inside the app?
Okay, so basically what I do is it's highly interactive, and what I use is the real estate formulas. I use a data-driven methodology. For example, I teach people how to profit. That's built into the game, their investment that they need to make, their profit margin, their ROI. So I have these houses, they go in and they put their information, and we start again working on how to make a profit in real estate.
Got it. And then what would be so I understand your current revenue model is you're a coach, you're a mentor, you're a trainer. Do you believe people would pay for this game? Like, is there enough value for them to just pay for the app by itself? Or it would need to be packaged with coaching and training and mentoring?
It could be both, but I do believe people will want to buy it simply because we learn from a book or a seminar. You go into the app and then you play, and the app is interactive where it tells you if you made a mistake. The app has a coach built into it. So it builds confidence for the person. It gives them a better idea of how real estate really works in the real world.
So the numbers that you were stating of the people that were using the app and they said, you know, and you said something about like they made $400,000 over 4 years because of what they learned. Yeah. They weren't buying anything in the app. They were learning in the app and then taking it to the real world, correct?
Exactly. So I was their coach and mentor. I teach them the concept of, let's say, wholesaling or whatever it may be, buying notes from banks. And then they go into my app and they actually can play it and reinforce what they've learned. So that's the big idea that I think will help a lot of people. A lot of people go to seminars and they don't go to the next step for the simple fact they're like unsure. So they believe they got to go to another seminar, and then it's information overload. But you learn the concept, you apply it, boom, you feel good about moving into the real world. So you got some confidence.
So your ideal end user is someone that doesn't have a ton of experience with real estate, and you're going to get them to the point of feeling confident making their own decisions? Or is there application for this even for the person with 10, 15, 20 years of experience to learn new things? Like who's the ideal end user?
The ideal person is anybody that wants to go out and make a living and make some money in real estate. It could be an advanced person because, again, I'm an advanced investor. I buy notes. I buy paper from banks. So a lot of real estate investors haven't got into the banking side. And that's one of the concepts I teach is how to think like a bank and own and control the property instead of being an investor. So,
cool. Right. What does everybody think of this idea, this real estate tech? Obviously, Terry has an extraordinary track record. Congratulations with all your success and impact. Should we move forward with due diligence? What are your thoughts, Eric?
So I think that this is really interesting. I'm going to say, yes, we should move forward in due diligence, but there's a couple things I want to figure out. I want to figure out how can we package this so that it's separate and infinitely scalable, where now you don't need your time attached to it for people to get on. Let's make it, $10, $15 a month, or maybe even just $50 and they just get access to the game for their lifetime. And then let's make it infinitely scalable. I'm also wondering what other kind of revenue models we can bring in. You're bringing a lot of people who are highly, highly interested in learning about real estate. Let's see if we can get them to syndicate some deals, or let's see if we can put their own deals on there, something like that. But I think this is extremely interesting.
Yeah. So I'm most interested in you having a track record and relevancy. Is the most important thing for us. Like we have to have people that are coming to the table if they're going to solve a problem that's this significant, and they've done it before. They didn't think about doing it. They didn't talk about doing it. They've actually done it. And you've built a really successful business doing it. What Eric said is such valuable insight. Being able to now take what you've done now for decades and then build it into something that can scale limitlessly, because you have the technology built to some degree, but now allowing that to stand on its own allows you to impact more people than you ever imagined, versus them having to come through a coaching and mentoring program, which is great. But if we want limitless scale, that's what the next step would be. I'm a yes to due diligence to have that conversation with you. Congratulations on your success. And thank you for coming to the tank. All right, after commercial break, we'll have another entrepreneur in the tank.
This is the great secret of my life. The thing that has made me is one word. Dude, this thing is so big. It's about the 10X movement.
The 10X movement had really improved my life dramatically.
Now I'm a millionaire because of it.
Our business was at $2 million. This year we're on projection to do $25 million.
Our revenue went up 29%.
We've already got our tickets for next year as well.
Before we even started, I could go home right now and I got my money's worth.
That's why I come to GrowthCon, and I'll always come to GrowthCon.
10X means a lot to me. 10X, like I told you, is just the beginning. 10 times more power to help those that need it the most. 10 times more power to motivate and inspire those out there. Give him a 10X!
With other people witnessing what's happening with us, is like chains are being broken from families everywhere.
I'm gonna tell you, 10X, it was a lifesaver, a life changer for me. And just because of what it's done for my family and what it's done for me.
And this is where people get stuck, and that's why we do the 10X Growth Conference, to get you out of comfort, to get you out of comparing yourself to somebody in Pakistan that has nothing.
We want to make this a big event for you. Our goal is to change your lives. Welcome to your 10X Growth Conference.
There we go. Another episode of The Tank. Entrepreneurs from around the world sharing their vision, sharing their ideas, sharing their dreams. As someone that watches us regularly, because I have this feeling that you're that person. You're showing up each night, you're seeing entrepreneurs, you're starting to gain more clarity on like what's right and what's wrong. What are we going to say yes to? What is potential? And I want to honor you for that. I truly believe that receiving pitches is a muscle. It's a muscle that you need to keep on working so you can gain more clarity around which companies are going to win and which are going to really struggle. So keep coming back. Come back every night. Pretend like you're us. Pretend like you're us and comment in the comments below so that we know how you feel about each pitch. We know what your thoughts are. I mean, from the first episode of The Tank until now, the level of precision that both Eric and I have is off the charts. We've 10x'd it because we've heard so many more pitches from all different people and from around the world. And I hope that you're benefiting that way as well. I hope that you're not just here to listen, but you're here to immerse yourself. We hope in the future to have shows like this all around the world. We anticipate having other people hosting 10X Tech Tanks in their towns live. And if you're someone that really enjoys that and excites you, keep showing up. Keep showing up so you can flex that muscle, so that you can refine the skill, and you can eventually be a judge on your own 10X Tech Tanks. So with that, thank you for being here. We appreciate your presence, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye for now.
Which napkin will become the next exit? Which MVP will evolve into a unicorn? Which cash-flowing tech company will reach the next level? Our hope and desire is that it's yours. Your idea, your MVP, your cash-flowing tech company. Now is your time. Head over to 10xincubator.com and submit your idea so that you get on the tank and give us the chance to transform your napkin into an exit. That's 10xincubator.com. That's 10xincubator.com. Let's go.